Today on the Wabe, I'm going to make a personal confession and not answer a question. I'm sometimes asked, Wade, do you ever change your mind on theological subjects? And the answer typically is no. Since I was young, I've loved the scriptures. I've read volumes from great theologians of the past, and I've been pretty set in what I've believed, except in one area. I've found myself recently changing my mind, and it's not because of current events, it's because of my study of the book of Isaiah. And do you know how I've changed my mind? I believe that it's very possible that God is judging the nation of America. And I'll explain when we come back on the Wabe. Okay, what do I mean that I've changed my mind and that God may be judging America? Well, because I'm a new covenant person, which means I believe the scripture teaches that in the new covenant that Jesus made at the cross, the only nation he deals with is the church, those who follow Christ, disciples of the Messiah, because we are a chosen nation, a royal priesthood, we are told in the New Testament. And I thought that now the gospel spreads to the nations and God deals with the church and not individual nations and so on. But I've become convinced that throughout Scripture, nations that turn away from God, because God is the Lord of all nations, nations that turn away from God experience what is called in the Hebrew Yom Yahweh. Translated into English, it's the day of the Lord. And the day of the Lord is judgment. Here's the thing. Babylon, the ancient nation of Babylon, experienced Yom Yahweh. Egypt experienced it. Assyria experienced it. We come to the New Testament, and Jesus talks about the nation of Israel experiencing the day of the Lord, and we see that fulfilled in AD 70. Could it be that the United States of America is also experiencing a day of judgment, Yom Yahweh? You say, well, why? Well, Micah 6:8 tells us, God is speaking to the nations. O nations of mankind, you know what I desire. I desire that you act justly, that you love mercy, and that you walk humbly with me. I've come to the conclusion that nations that do not act justly in treatment of ethnic groups, in treatment of men and women, in treatment of children, in just treatment of criminals. Nations that have leaders that are proud, people who are proud, who don't walk humbly, and who don't love mercy, will experience the judgment of God. And it could be in 2020, we as a people called Americans are experiencing a Yom Yahweh, a day of judgment, because we haven't been just, we haven't been merciful, and we haven't been humble. And now God is humbling us. God is bringing justice. God is causing us to plead for his mercy. I know that's not an easy thing to talk about or to think about, but I want to ask you, nations are composed of people. Are you a person who loves justice, who loves mercy, and who loves humility? Do you act justly? Do you love mercy? And do you walk humbly? I hope so. I look forward to seeing you next time on The Wave.